they're going to settle here.
Yes.
And there's going to be a problem. So I think what the city should be doing is relocating them.
Because people are nervous.
They should be moved out of the city.
There's obviously a coyote issue,
Yes.
and we've caused the issue.
The signs received international coverage, most of it of the mocking variety. Apparently, the city of Toronto has come to the grim realization that PR campaigns advocating that humans and pets and coyotes should all merrily get along, well, in the final analysis, it is the stuff of fantasy. David Menzies for Rebel News here at Stanley Park in downtown Toronto. And folks, for the people at the City of Toronto, it looks like they want the users of this park and the people who reside near the park to embrace a biblical verse, namely, love thy neighbor. Except the only thing is, the neighbor isn't a who, it's a what. What I'm speaking of is coyotes. Now you can see these signs, coyote hotspot, stay alert, coyotes spotted in this area. And until very recently, right here between those two signs, there was a sign that read as follows, quote, I am your coyote neighbor. Urban green space is an important habitat for me. I struggle to keep my family safe from dogs and humans, end quote. So just wait a second, folks. It's the humans and their pets that are the problem. And isn't the city of Toronto essentially Disneyfying a predator, calling it a neighbor, as opposed to, well, something that can be dangerous? Indeed, the Coyote Safety Coalition has tracked more than 120 attacks on dogs in nearby Liberty Village and Fort York to date. On its website, the coalition says it is, quote, calling for urgent action to stop these attacks before more pets or people get hurt, end quote. And you know, the coyote carnage to date, 5 dogs have been killed by coyotes, and area residents have had to deal with more than $7,000 in emergency vet bills. And what is the city's response? To have a PR campaign saying, hey, the coyote is just another neighbor in the neighborhood. It's preposterous. Now, what are the solutions? Well, believe it or not, folks, you can't relocate these animals more than 900 meters. Yeah, for some reason, that is the law of the land. So the only other solution is to cull them. But evidently, that is not on the table for the City of Toronto. Instead, they're mounting a PR campaign, or I should say, were mounting a PR campaign when these signs originally went up several days ago. The signs received international coverage, most of it of the mocking variety. And you know what reminds me of a few years back, the City of Toronto at St. Andrew's Dog Park. They also put up a sign, I think that lasted one day. That sign read, quote, due to the closeness of area residents, do not allow your dogs to bark, end quote. Yeah, that's right. Be like Dr. Doolittle and talk to the animals. Tell Rover, who I guess city bureaucrats thinks has an understanding of the English language, not to bark, which is kind of what dogs do. Now, if we were in the wilderness, animals such as bears, wolves, and mountain lions, they would keep the coyote population in check. But without those animals around in downtown Toronto, the coyote is indeed the apex predator. The only solution, as far as I can tell, is extermination. Look, I'm an animal lover, but we are in a downtown urban environment here. We've had dogs killed by these coyotes. There was an incident where a mother had to protect her baby in a stroller from being a meal for a coyote. So what is the city going to do? Is it going to wait until a human life is taken by these predators. In any event, let's go into the community and speak to people, find out how they feel about this surrounding condo complex being, a scene right out of Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, as the city suggests, hey, can't we all just get along? The city seems to be implying that the humans and the dogs are the problem, not the coyotes.
The coyotes are the problem. I mean, the human and the dogs have been here for a very long time.
Yes.
Right? I only saw the coyote problem started at the Ontario Place construction.
There's obviously a coyote issue,
Yes.
and we've caused the issue, so there needs to be something done about it. But I do also agree that it was their home first, so we do have to find some way to coexist.
I feel kind of mixed about it. I don't like the response that there's been, just from the city saying just treat them, like there is, because I feel like that's never really been the case. That, I don't know, you can just walk around with your animals that you have to keep an eye on when normally they would be protected.
What do you think of the city's response, which is just get along with them as though they're another neighbor in the neighborhood?
Well, I sort of agree.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there are a lot of pet owners here who don't feel like they need to change their behaviors because they want to continue leaving their dogs off leash. So a lot of areas here, these parks and Garrison is used for off leash when it's not supposed to.
There's people with little dogs, and that's why and these little cute dogs, they don't need to be grabbed and taken away and be eaten, and ripped apart. That's really heartbreaking,
See, if you ask me, I would say city solution is not the right thing. They should be moved out of the city.
I mean, I definitely appreciate the importance of respecting nature, but I also think there's a need for accountability, and the fact that the destruction of the West Island has been a major cause of this. So
I love the idea of relocation, but under the law, you cannot relocate wild animals more than 900 meters. You're still in downtown Toronto.
I know, and that's the issue. So it's hard. I don't have a necessary suggestion, but it is really frustrating. So
now, folks, I have to give the city a little credit. They have a worst case scenario in case, the coyotes didn't get the memo to be a friendly neighbor. And here are some tips. First of all, never turn your back or run away. I'm glad I'm reading that, because I'd be running away from an apex predator, I'll tell you that much. Be loud, yell using a loud, firm voice. Be assertive, jump and wave arms, clap hands, and stomp feet. I guess the city never consulted disabled people about that particular maneuver, did they? And be threatening, throw pebbles or sticks towards coyotes. Be safe, pick up dogs or keep on short leash beside you. I don't know, that kind of sounds to me that you're combining the appetizer with the main course, depending on how hungry the coyote is. Keep in mind, folks, we're not in a national park. This is downtown Toronto. They are the apex predator, so is that not a problem? They have nothing to fear.
Well, I think we're always the apex predator, are we not?
Well, only if we exterminate them.
Yeah, that's fair.
Are they going to wait till they start attacking human beings first?
Well, there's been some near misses, we understand.
Exactly.
I don't think the solution is to slaughter them,
Okay, then.
which I think a lot of people are calling for. I think that we do need to modify our behaviors.
I also don't think they should be killed, but I wish there was a solution of moving them somewhere else where they just have more resources.
Don't kill the animals. They also have the right to live.
Look at the playground. Remember, the kids are in there, the coyote attack a child.
Yes.
That's then they see what the city's gonna do about it after.
Okay, then.
So instead of deal with the problem first. Instead of waiting for something really dramatic to happen.
Yes.
And to deal with it.
Now, folks, are the coyotes actually evolving before our eyes? Look at that dog down there. I know from doing a little research, the way you can tell a coyote apart from a regular dog, their ears are upright, they've got a very bushy tail. Is that a coyote pretending to be a dog at the off-leash park, waiting for the right opportunity to, I don't know, there's a little beagle, there's a couple of poodles here. Is he just blending in, hide in plain sight? Wow, talk about wily coyote indeed.
Like if coyotes tried to bite a human, or they did bite a human or a child, maybe they would take it more seriously.
What if one of them ends up killing a human being?
They're not going to. If you know anything about coyotes, that's not not their nature. I've had this dog for 8 years. I've walked this area for 8 years. Coyotes do not approach us.
At least you have an American bully. This would be a tough meal for a coyote, wouldn't it?
They don't. They're smart. They don't attack bigger dogs. And we've seen coyotes, and they don't. They just stay far away.
How do you feel as a owner of a small pet?
I mean, she's telling her opinion.
Either exterminate them, or you can't relocate them. Well, there's got to be a problem.
Exactly.
Because they're multiplying. I've seen lots of them, and they're getting brave.
Yes.
They're walking. It's not like they hide at nights and come out late at nights. I used to see them late at nights. Now they're walking around the city like they're a dog, or they're right.
Indeed.
Yeah,
Indeed.
and it's scary. It's very scary.
I try and take him out before it gets darker. When it was the winter and it was getting dark earlier, it was really, really hard.
We have a wild animal here who's not a coyote. You know what? Isn't that just typical? I only heard a muffled here's a guy who's still wearing a mask. It's 2025 and flashing the middle finger. You know he voted for Mark Carney last month, don't you?
I know there's so many people with the coyote coats on their dogs now.
Coyote coats, what's that?
So they're basically vests or coats that have spikes in them. So if a coyote did come and try and grab your dog, they wouldn't be able to. They couldn't grab on.
Wow, I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Where do you get one of these? I might. Do they have it in my size?
No, you can get them on Amazon, anywhere. It's the same for hawks. Some people would put them on so that hawks wouldn't come get their dogs too.
Hey folks, this just in, we have an epilogue to our Coyote Ugly story. While we were editing our report, guess what? Apparently the city of Toronto has come to the grim realization that PR campaigns advocating that humans and pets and coyotes should all merrily get along, well, in the final analysis, it is the stuff of fantasy. Check out this report from City News, which states the following, quote, after months of dangerous coyote encounters in Liberty Village and Fort York, the City of Toronto says it has euthanized 2 of the animals responsible for attacking and killing multiple pets. The move comes after more than 100 attacks and the deaths of 5 dogs since November 2024, as documented by resident-led group Coyote Safety Coalition. In a news release Tuesday, the city said it was a difficult decision, having long said culling the animals was not their preferred solution, end quote. Well, alas and alack, it would appear that the coyotes didn't get the memo, or more appropriately, they couldn't understand the language in the memo, namely that man and beast should all get along as one big happy family. Maybe that happens in Disney cartoons, but not so much in real life. And so it is that the public relations campaign by the City of Toronto urging residents to embrace this apex predator as a neighbor was doomed to failure. Much like the 1971 Ford Pinto, the idea of people and pets coexisting with coyotes in an urban environment may have looked good on paper, but in practice, it's been an unmitigated disaster. Hey folks, just when you think it can't get worse in Toronto, well, it gets worse. Now people that live in the Liberty Village area, they have to worry about coyotes? Give me a break. Please go to our website, fixourcities.com. That's fixourcities.com. Sign the petition, and we'll deliver it to those in charge and saying, look, enough is enough. Time to repair the rot.